Now I am going to discuss about the partial differential equations. You know the partial differential equations in standard level. You know the differential equations, ordinary and partial differential equations. Ordinary differential equation uses in various field, real life and uses in companies. Now we will discuss about the partial differential equations. Partial differential equations play a fundamental role in various fields by describing processes that involves changes in multi-variables. Unlike ordinary differential equations, which involve functions of single variable, you know the differential equation is a single variable, and the partial differential equation one more variables by using the x and y variables. In real life, in application, a wide range of discipline from physics and engineering to finance and biology, where they help model dynamic system and they predict formless continuities by using this partial differential equations. The main application is heat transfer. This equations design cooling system in the electronics optimized industrial process. In many industrial use the PDE. Directly don't use the PDE by using the variables. More efficient things in their components. Now we'll explanation one by one. Now start.
I have a question for past year department. Now I'm going to discuss about the topic of heat equation. So the heat equation is described about the how heat flows from the partial region to the region, and mathematically it is actually by a partial differential equation. In heat equation, partial differential equation plays a crucial role in identifying the heat civil I need to the aspect of civil oriented. So, as in the aspect of civil, heat equation plays a crucial role in the building design, and then fire safety analysis, and some more concepts.
Department, I'm going to talk about the wave motion. The concept is how vibrations square medium such as R water are solid. Partial derivative equations are used to represent this vibration for the wave equations. This concept is important in studying some waves, earthquake waves, and vibration in buildings and in bridges. Simultaneous use wave equations to design structures that can safely handle vibration. Fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics studies the behavior of liquid and gas motion. This sequence helps engineers understand water flow in a pipeline drainage system and gas. It is widely used in aeronautical engineering in environment. Structure analysis involves studying how force acts on structure like speed, columns, or bridges. PDS determines stress and strain and displacement in structural elements. Engineering uses this equation to ensure building under bridges remains safe under loads as strain in and over time. Rapid modeling studies the movement of vehicles on roads using mathematical equations. Leading use predictive ground density, speed, and condition of conditions. Application is in designing better flow networks, improving traffic signals, and reducing traffic jams.
Next one.
Guys, myself Praveen here. Now we discuss about applications of partial derivative equations. Partial derivative equations plays a certain role in aerospace engineering. They have some central role like aerodynamics, spectral dynamics, geometric design, and heat transfer and fluid mechanics. In aerospace engineering, they identify using partial derivative equation, identify the cracks and other defects in the material. In geometric graphics, they use a partial derivative equation to design to frame a structure aircraft and analyze the diagram and predict the frame of the tank.
Hi guys, I'm the person and I'm from the department. Today we are going to see about environmental engineering. By using PDE, model pollution spread in air and water. Example, discussion of contaminants.
Start.
Hi guys, I am Ajay Hussain from first year civil department. Today we are going to see environmental engineering by use of PDE. Now PDE is model pollution spread in air and water. Example, discussion of contaminants in water, air pollution modeling. Now we are going to see about groundwater flow. PDE steps studying underground water movement used in borewelling planning, irrigation systems, contamination control.
On concluding the application of PDEs, we not only know that PDEs are mostly used in engineering, but it's helpful in non engineering fields also. The example artificial intelligence. Many PDEs work, AIs mostly work on PDEs. Without PDEs, AI cannot work properly. Not only in artificial intelligence, PDE plays an important role in engineering too. So, on conclusion, PD is very important for all the
Application of PDE is the most of the application in mechanical engineering, integrations and the way function by using some boundary conditions. Suitable solutions by using this boundary condition and substituting this one by one conditions, boundary conditions, substitute one by one, and then get a final solution. We have some suitable solutions in heat equations and variation. For example, if the rod, suppose the length of the rod A to B, length of the rod A and B, suppose end A 30 degrees Celsius to end B 20 degrees Celsius, suddenly they found end A. Suppose 22 40 degree, end B 52 70 degree. I will calculate the rod length of the rod and then find the solution of the heat equation. By using this boundary condition, find the solution. Very instinctive mechanical in this partial equation. We put the explanation. Thank you.